Hey guys, it's Practical Psychology, and this video is going to be about Robert Kiyosaki's book, Cashflow Quadrant. Now this video is actually going to be a collaboration with my friend over at Personal Power, so if you enjoy this video, check out his channel. Hope you guys enjoy and learned a lot. This book is super valuable for anyone wanting to get started in investing and growing their wealth.
Hey there, powerful people, and thanks for having me, Practical Psychology. Today we discover the Cashflow Quadrant from Robert Kiyosaki. Robert Kiyosaki is mainly known for his best-selling book, Rich Dad Poor Dad, and the Cashflow Quadrant continues where Rich Dad Poor Dad stopped. But what is the Cashflow Quadrant? Basically, we have 4 quadrants, the E, the S, the B, and finally the I quadrant. E stands for employee, or as Robert says, people that have a job. On the bottom left, we have the S, for self-employed or the small business owner. The self-employed is not having a job, he is the job. On the top right, we have the big business of around 500 people. The business owner is not having a job, neither is he the job himself. The business owner has or owns a system. Lastly, at the bottom right, we have the investor. The investor lets money work for him. Each of these categories has advantages, but also disadvantages, and our society needs all of them. We can become rich in all 4 quadrants, and we can also remain poor in all 4 quadrants. But it's easier to become rich when you're working on the right side. In addition, each of these quadrants comes with an entirely different mindset and varying priorities. The employee, for example, values job security and professional benefits like health insurance. He gets a paycheck every month, and this security is more important to him than being financially free. Freelancers and self-employed people, on the other hand, value their personal freedom. They hate working for a boss. They crave to be their own boss. Independence has the highest priority. Business owners ask themselves, who can I pay to do the job for me? Outsourcing and creating financial freedom is up on their priority list. Finally, the investor, he already owns a substantial amount of money and asks himself, where can I put my money in order to benefit the most? Money makes more money is his philosophy. We can split the quadrants in the middle. On the left side, we mainly have hourly wages. People work and get paid for it. If there are no working hours, then there's no money. The employee might be covered by his contract, but if the self-employed person becomes sick, then there is no income stream. Furthermore, the left side is based on the industrial age. Getting a college degree and a secure job was sound advice back then. The problem is, we're not living in the industrial age anymore. Times have changed, yet for some weird reason the advice remained the same. Many professions from the left side are slowly but surely dying. They get replaced through technology or outsourced to another country. Eventually, people have to go through education again and find another profession. So why not use this opportunity to educate yourself on the right side instead of remaining on the left side? Business owners and investors create passive income. The business owner lets his system work and the investor lets his money work. If they leave for a week, they still make money, and more often than not, the income actually increases. A strong business is a working system, therefore it grows without special attention. The employees ensure quality and growth. We already said that each quadrant requires different mindsets and also different skills. The self-employed person is often a perfectionist, doing everything himself, while the business owner needs the ability to lead his employees and the skill of closing deals. If we now intend to move quadrants because another quadrant seems so much better, then we need to not only learn the required skills, we also need to develop a completely new money-making mentality. Depending on how long we've been in a quadrant, this can be incredibly hard. Kiyosaki describes it as being addicted to a mindset. A smoke addict needs not only internal motivation, but also immense support from outside or a wake-up call from the doctor. He needs to change his mindset, otherwise he's stuck with a bad habit. Escaping his smoking habit becomes substantially harder the longer he has it and the longer he remains within the circle of smoking friends. A change of mindset is crucial and can't be stressed enough. When we stick to the philosophy of an hourly wage, then we are in no way moving towards financial freedom or the right side of the quadrants. The right side uses money to make more money instead of using time to make money. Those are two opposing worldviews. Without realizing this, we will be stuck in one quadrant. Often, people try to act like rich people. They try to act like a muscular athlete. They try to act like they are living in a healthy relationship. But action is not everything. Neglecting the mindset is not getting you anywhere. If you want to lose weight and become healthy, then following a strict diet and exercise plan might work for a couple weeks, at best. But eventually you'll fall back into your old nasty habits because you forgot to adapt the right mindset. Kiyosaki is not suggesting radical, sudden changes. Instead, he recommends changing your mindset, remaining in your current quadrant and slowly but surely educating yourself on the other quadrants. Being in one quadrant is like standing on one leg your entire life. Job security might seem like a great thing, but a look from outside reveals how risky it is to remain in one quadrant. Instead of standing on one leg, focus on two quadrants and make sure that one of these quadrants is on the right side, because the right side is making the real money. Also, he recommends moving to the business quadrant before going to the investing quadrant. While being in the business quadrant, we develop our leading skills and we begin to recognize good opportunities. Exactly, this ability is essential when moving to the investor quadrant. You will be able to distinguish between an excellent and a mediocre business. You'll discover the differences between the leaders and therefore you will make better investments. Investments bring us directly to the next point. Do you think investing is risky? Maybe consider the following change. An investment is not risky. Investing in real estate can be good, but the very same thing can be terrible. The difference is in the investor. Either he is educated or he is not. Being and remaining uneducated is risky. Giving your money to someone else can be risky. Trusting your banker can be risky. We have to educate ourselves in order to recognize whether an opportunity is exceptional or horrible. Education is essential in making investments, but also in growing a business, and we need to constantly improve our education. This leads us to the next point. Always trust in facts and numbers, never in opinions. Stocks are risky. Stocks are not risky. Real estate is a safe bet. The price of this house will go up in the future. Getting a degree is the best way to ensure job security and a constant income. A degree is worthless. You know what all these statements have in common? They are opinions, not facts. Before spending, or even better, using our money to make more money, we have to educate ourselves, learn the facts and understand the numbers. We frequently act irrational, we act emotional, but we think that our actions are as logical as it gets. And this is simply wrong. If we are not educated just yet, then our decisions are based on opinions and emotions, not on facts and numbers. So far we've discovered the 4 quadrants and we've learned that moving from one to another does not only require a new set of skills, it also requires a new mindset. Furthermore, we realize there are no risky investments. The only risky thing is being uneducated. Therefore, we need to work on our financial education so we recognize the difference between good and bad deals. There are 2 more things that I want you to take from this book. Firstly, there are 5 levels of being an investor. The level 1 investor has basically no assets. On the contrary, he has a lot of liabilities. He might be in debt and the goal for him is to become debt-free. It's okay being in debt as long as you're working and educating yourself to get out of it. The level 2 investor is debt-free. He prefers saving money, constantly growing his bank account. He's desperately hoping for a sudden change, or he believes that saving is the best thing. Sadly, saving is just the beginning. Having some backup cash is neat, but building assets is the next step. Saving and bank interests are not really bringing you ahead. It's more likely that inflation will eat your cash away over the years. Don't get ignorant at this stage. Instead, educate yourself and move forward. The third level includes the first investments. More often than not, those investments are rather risky because the investor is lacking the necessary education in the financial field. Therefore, his investments might leave him empty-handed and he remains with nothing but a miserable experience. Reaching level 4 is an achievement and most people never make it. The level 4 investor is aware of his money. He realizes that constant and lifelong learning are the key to becoming successful and financially free. A level 4 investor faces bad investments, but he's not ignorant. As a result, he comes out ahead. He makes new experiences and learns from previous mistakes. And now we've reached the top of the money-making food chain. The level 5 investor is a capitalist. He recognizes chances and takes them. The world is his playground. He's financially free, but still works on his education. Additionally, he gives back because he remembers that giving comes first, receiving second. We should be aware of the 5 levels and realize our current position. As a result, we can move up the ladder and reach our financial goals. Lastly, I want to give you Robert's 7 steps to moving from one quadrant to another and therefore reaching your financial goals. First up, mind your own business. If you don't mind your own business, then you will work to make other people rich. You'll work in a big company and make your boss rich. You'll work as a lawyer and finish deals that are worth millions, but you'll remain with an hourly wage. Secondly, take control of your cash flow. A lot of money is not making you rich. You become rich by earning more money than you spend. If you always spend more money after increasing your income, then you will sit in the same level of wealth forever. Thirdly, know the difference between a calculated risk and a risky situation. Being educated and investing a part of your money into stocks is a calculated risk. Being uneducated and unwilling to build up your financial mindset is a risky situation in general. Next up, know what kind of investor you are. Firstly, you need to know whether you work on level 1, 2, 3, 4 or 5. And secondly, you need to analyze your strategy. There are 3 types of investors. Type 1 searches for problems. The second type has problems and is looking for solutions and answers. The final and third investor is looking for expert. He's not thinking his decision through. He's not facing specific problems. He consults an expert straight away and takes his advice as the holy grail. All of these have their place, and the best thing is to combine them in order to maximize their results. Step number 5 is searching and finding mentors. Mentors can spare us a lot of time and protect us from some devastating losses. When looking for a mentor, make sure that he or she is already in a good financial place. Don't take your advice from someone who has just read about it. Choose your mentors wisely. If they already accomplished something similar to your goals, then you might be onto a good mentor. The next point is making disappointments and failures your strength. We all fail, but most people don't learn from their mistakes. Failure and disappointment is coming your way. You can't avoid it. Learn from it and move on. The last point is the power of faith. Most people will not believe in you. You must believe in yourself and therefore create a healthy mindset. Your thoughts and words are a reflection of your self-image. Pick your thoughts and words with caution, as they will shape your future. If you're always thinking miserable thoughts, then that's where you're going to end up. It's not about what you are now. The important thing is who you become. If you're interested in similar videos, then check out my channel, Personal Power. I currently run a Christmas special in which I upload 1 video every day for 24 days. A big thanks to Practical Psychology for giving me this opportunity, and if you haven't already, then subscribe to his channel. I'll see you in the next video.